not here while I'm outside. But I make no guarantees, so, you know, I guess be prepared. Alright. Ooh. I'm using one of the mini decks, and I just split on a tarantula. Like, no, thank you. Eagle and the bee. I like those better. What was that movie, Home Alone, when the kid had the tarantula? Buzz. Wasn't that his name? Buzz. Alright. Sorry, I gotta move that incense out of the way. About blew right into my eyeball. And, you know, since it's still burning, that's not something I'm looking to achieve at this very moment. Alright. So I'm going to pull a few of these cards from the mini deck here. Now I did see a spider on there, which, you know, spiders can be good for your garden, so I'm not saying all spiders are bad, but I ain't keeping no pet tarantula at my house. No, gracias. Okay. Ooh, a wolf. Kind of like my dog, maybe? You know, one time I was out with my other dog, and there was this little kid. He's like, "It's a wolf!" And I point at my dog, and it's like, "Oh." But she does have kind of like a big mane, you know what I mean, around her neck, so I think that's kind of what he was seeing there. So, collective, you might have some furry friends, or maybe you have a mane of hair. Maybe you haven't gotten your spring haircut yet. Right? I was just watching some stuff online about how to do haircuts, but I've never been one to do that myself. I mean, you know, if push came to shove, I'm sure I could try it, but I even gave somebody a haircut in college once, and it didn't turn out well for them. But they wanted me to do it, and I felt bad because I'm like, and we didn't use, you know, like real scissors for that and stuff. So that was the cosmic egg, in case you missed that. Okay, it's kind of multicolored also. I just found a robin's egg in the yard, and it wasn't broken, but there was no nest, so I'm assuming the nest flew away? Or maybe the mama bird had to leave that egg there temporarily? I don't know. I didn't touch it, so it's gonna just stay there until something else happens, I guess. Anywho. Looking at my legs, I'm like, where did that bruise come? You know, you get bruises on your shins from running into stuff randomly. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, what else we got going on here? Oh my god, here it is, that dumb tarantula. So, yeah, the arachnid family may be relevant to you, the eight-legged spider. This is a collective read, so who are you talking to if nobody's in the chat? All right. Butterfly, here we go. And as always, all readings on YouTube are free. Okay, so there is no, you know, fee to watch this video. But if you are in the chat today, I do ask that you be kind to others and you please like the video, okay? So, collective, you may have seen this butterfly coming out. 'Tis the season that the butterflies are going to start showing up. Maybe you could be wanting to, again, I was talking about earlier how some spiders are good for your garden. You know, flowers that attract butterflies are good for your garden as well, because then you attract the pollinators, right? Okay. So that may be significant for you. Anyway, then we have whale on the bottom. Okay. Somebody asked in the chat if I was smoking. Actually, if you were in the beginning of the reading, you would know that I mentioned that I have some incense going. So that is the curl of the smoke that you may be seeing on the screen. Now I'm going to jump into the tarot. Okay. Got the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's keep going here. A couple more shuffles. These bushes outside are getting out of control. They really need to get trimmed up. That'll be part of my project for the rest of the week. So I got all my mowing done today. At least the main part, not the trim, but the main part. So it was pretty thick in several places. All right, the Five of Cups. Somebody could see you as a loner, especially since we have this Wolf card came out here earlier. Or they want you to be alone. You know, they want you to feel like, you know, the Five of Cups to me, I always read that as, you know, the party that never happened. It's like you come up on this scene and you think like, oh, this must have been so fun. But it's like, well, was it? Yeah, here we go. The Empress, one to flip out. So, and that was with this cosmic egg. So, collective, you might have bigger and better things to be doing than worrying about missing somebody's party. I mean, I guess we have graduation parties coming up and stuff, so 'tis the season, right? Be careful out there. Proms as well we have, and things I've been seeing. Anyway. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and here with this tarantula, so... I'm also reading that as kind of like Eight of Wands energy, because tarantulas can move pretty fast. So, you know, same with the Wheel of Fortune, like, you know, your mentality, your fortune may shift at any moment, and it could be something that happens quickly, right? You know, like today at the gas station, somebody complimented my dogs, you know, and said how cute my dogs were, and it was just a nice little, you know, short conversation. But I could tell the person had good energy, you know, and it just kind of brought a smile to my face, bumping into somebody that, you know what I mean, wanted to share a little cheer, right? Three of Cups, yeah, some celebratory energy because it was a nice day out. So, you know, when I went out to get gasoline and stuff for the mower, I took the dogs with me. All right, let's keep going. Strength card, Leo. All right. So, you may have also seen with the strength card with the lion, the butterfly on the nose of the lion, right? Or, you know, kind of the nose on the nose of the beast, if you would. So, and Leo will be later in the summertime. So we're starting to get a peak of summertime now, right? On more Leo energy here, the Knight of Wands. Okay, this is more of an upright Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Wands that came through the other day, which was really more that like, oh, well, you know, you're not gonna, there'll be somebody who will go find them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that kind of somebody that was trying to swagger back. So that could be part of this Five of Cups. Like they wanted you to feel left out of their party, but really they weren't really having a party. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if they were, then they wouldn't be swaggering it by you, you know, acting like they're Mr. Cool or something, you know? And so the thing is, you know, you're in this Empress energy and you're just working on a lot of stuff, and you might be wrapped up in other things. You're not worried about what they have going on. You're tapped into, you know, this higher energy, this cosmic energy, if you're a believer in God or not, you know what I mean? Whoever your higher power is, right? You know, the powers of the universe, the laws of karma and how those things are going to spin out, right? And somebody could think that because, you know, they throw this tarantula your way, you're going to spin out of control, but really you're like, no, I'm just going to get out of the way of that, and then I'm going to go back to my strength. You know, and for you, maybe your strength is also with having pets. You might not have kids, you might have pets, okay? Or maybe you work with animals. You could volunteer at a shelter for animals as well. Three of, I almost said clubs, but Three of Pentacles. So, collectively, yeah, I would say you are maybe a lone wolf, a loner, so to speak. Okay. But right now, you may be getting an opportunity to work with some other people. Okay. But it's not like a lot of people. It's just, this Three of Pentacles. Like, it might be a close knit kind of partnership. Okay. So, Seven of Wands. They could expect you to be defensive, especially if you are more of a lone wolf style in terms of. Because you're already the Empress, you're like, well, I don't really need to do this and that. But, you know what I mean? If the right opportunity presents itself, then it's like, well, maybe that's who you should be doing business with, right? You're not being stupid about the situation. You're going to take advantage of what's appropriate. Yeah, look at that, Ace of Pentacles. So, and this was on top of the Wheel of Fortune. So, this is what I'm saying. What might be coming? Okay, so what is first energy, however you want, but this happened to be a feminine draw, which I've drawn lots of masculines, and last literally, look at that, hilarious, on the bottom of the deck. That's some Leo energy as well, and I would say maybe Leo is more of an extrovert. Leo is the extrovert of the zodiac. To me, a lot of masculines either display or are encouraged, right, throughout life to have that kind of extroverted energy. Sometimes, later in life, we go the opposite way, right? But however you decide to do you is okay. There's no right or wrong answer to this. Yeah, look at that, Ace of Swords. So you're letting your strength shine through, okay? And people, I think, are noticing this about you, where they're like, wow, they kind of have it together. Wow, they are pulling this off. Wow, they're not giving me the BS. You know what I mean? How some people are like, oh yeah, everything's perfect all the time. Well, no, that's not that's not true, but we can make some really cool things happen, can't we? Okay. So yeah, there could be somebody a little deceptive in your energy, but I feel like they are being dealt with. Okay. Going through judgment right now, and they might be realizing like that they are grateful for like receiving receiving that judgment in a sense, because like it could have been a lot worse, I feel like. And anyway, yeah, I don't think you're like fighting the flow. You know what I mean? How some people go against the tide, you're kind of going with it, right? Whereas this person that was being deceptive is going against it, walking away, right? And this is like, yeah. So it looks like there was some kind of gathering background here too, as you can see, and that person walking away, they're like, yeah. Oh boy. So, you see how this wreath is? I think you're looking at the beginnings, the potential. Whereas somebody else is like, I don't know what time they're on. They're on some other mindset. Okay. All right. That is all I have for you today. This was a very quick reading, but please do, again, like the video if you've been in the chat today, and remember to be kind to others so you don't get automatically blocked via the settings on YouTube, or, if I have to. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.